Adventure in Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
There are minds twisted and filled with hate. There are crimes so brutal that you can't relate. Stories told as men grow bold. Stories told as lives grow cold. There are minds.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio. I'm very excited about our next guest, and I'll be very excited if I pronounce the band name right, because I've tried it 5 times. One time I got it right, the rest I didn't. But let's welcome to the show. Oh, see, I was going to screw it up right there. I know it. Mephiskapheles. And I
2/3 of the way there, man.
I know, I was so there.
Mephiskapheles.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, see.
You got it.
All right. Well, I'm an idiot. What can I tell you? But now here's what we're going to do then. Okay, so it's your band. Can you say that band name 10 times fast?
Mephiskapheles, 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 Mephiskapheles.
Man,
Yes,
I am
can.
so impressed with that, because even knowing it would be hard to do that 10 times fast. Oh, look.
I've been saying that band name for 33 years, so I kind of got it in my blood.
We got somebody else here. Hold on. Let's bring them on. They're only audio. Andre's on with us, only audio. So he's got a face for radio right now.
That's right.
And we can hear him. He can hear us. Man, see? I knew he'd pull through. Look at that. Okay, so let's see, because I don't know if he heard us. Let's see if he can say your band name 10 times fast. Can you do it?
Probably not.
Not up to the challenge. I nailed it.
Oh, yeah, he did nail it, man. Oh, my God.
Hey, he's been practicing.
I was so impressed, too, because, like, I was telling him before we even got on, I was like, the first time I said it to myself, like, before the interview, I got it right. And then every time after that, I got it wrong. And then I had him say it to me, and then I got on, and I was like, you can make fun of me if you want when I screw it up, because that'll be funny. And sure as shit, I screwed it up.
Happens.
So the fact that he can do it 10 times fast, man, that's better than anything I've ever seen. But not as good as your music, because your music's badass.
Thank you.
And, what I love about it is that it doesn't sound the same as everything else, okay? Like, I'm into a bunch of different genres, but a lot of times nowadays, we're all old school here. A lot of times nowadays, if it's a certain genre, like every band sounds the same. I feel like when I was a teenager, my dad was saying, all that stuff you listen to sounds the same. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. And now I feel like I'm him now, because it's actually kind of true now. It wasn't then. So I love a band like yours that has a unique sound that you can tell is not just genre specific.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. It's very natural for us. We don't purposely try to bring in all these different styles or influences. It's just who we are, and it's just the music that we make. And so we appreciate it when the people out there recognize that we're a bit different, and you got to have your ears ready for something different. But you kind of open yourself to it, and all of a sudden we got a new fan.
And see, to me, that makes you guys true musicians. Because true musicians don't use formulas, programs. I remember when I first started playing guitar. Like, I played drums, I sucked at that. So I went to guitar, I sucked at that. And then I sang thrash metal, I sucked at that too. So now I do radio. But when I was first playing guitar, I just wanted to see what sounds I can make. And the like I wanted to experiment with it. And I remember my dad would be like, you should give that up, you suck. But he didn't get what I was doing. I wasn't trying to make a song. I was just experimenting of what you could do with the guitar. And to me,
Right.
that is being a musician, although I sucked. So how about you guys? How did it start for you with music?
For me with music, it started just I don't know, listening to DJs back home. It's like a dead end street, and local club there, and people would DJ a lot of rockers and reggae and dub and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I got into music. Plus, also just listening to a lot of calypso and stuff first, and then more rock and roll stuff came after.
Nice. And how about you?
Yeah. Similar kind of thing, early experiences where you just discovered a sound that became part of you. Early on, I was into rock and roll, but I was also into jazz and reggae. And I tried, like you, I tried to play guitar, and it did not work for me. So I switched over to the bass, and it just became a part of me. And I started on electric bass, but then switched to upright bass is what I play in the band now. And you'll find in our band, which has so many musical influences from metal to jazz to punk, and of course ska and reggae. And we just make one crazy soup that it sounds just right when we get it. So yeah, we are a band of many influences, and that's why we sound different.
And to me, I listen to your music, and it's almost like your music is a combination of all the waves of ska, reggae, and then the rock thrown in with it.
Yep. Even some metal, even some, on the record that we're working on now, which we recorded at Muscle Shoals Studio in Alabama, a very famous soul and R&B studio. We went down and we made our next record down there. And so we even bring those influences in. But, this next record is going to even represent more of a mix, but also our core dark evil sound. So we're really excited about this next one. It's our first full length, I think, in over 25 years.
So.
Yep.
Wow. I'm seeing a trend of that lately. It's like, okay, so a festival I'm doing in a couple weeks, band's playing that hasn't played in like 25 years. And I'm finding that happen more and more and more, that these great bands from back when are just coming back into the mix, and people love them. Like it's so cool to me, because when I was a teenager and I was going to shows, the bands you went to see were people your age. Like I went to the first Metallica show ever, first Slayer show ever, and they're only like a couple years older than me. And I could never imagine somebody my age now being at one of those shows. But nowadays, or me going to a show and seeing somebody my age playing. But now it's like these kids, they love these old dudes, I'll put it that way. It just blows my mind. It's so cool. It just shows that even though people say some of the music goes away, if it's good music, it doesn't matter what, it stands the test of time.
That's true.
Now, what I always wonder is, how do guys like you that have been doing this for so long, how do you come up with new material all these years later?
I think it's for us, it's definitely sort of just the fact that we have this history together and this chemistry, and the fact also at the beginning of this whole incarnation of musical journey, as Mike had mentioned before, it was just a lot of people bringing ideas from all over the place. We never really stuck to one particular thing, even though, we love ska music, and we would talk about back in the day going to see the Scandalize as much as we can or whatever. I mean, we also would go see, punk bands and stuff. So
yeah.
And at the time, being on the Lower East Side was, we had mentioned to someone else before, it was just really fertile. It's just like so much different music happening, and you just knew people in bands and stuff, and you would just go, just go see them. People your age playing, people way older playing. If you liked the shit, you would just go see it. So
Yeah.
for us to come back together, we always loved making music together. So it's kind of just a natural thing for this band.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to my daughter the other day because I used to always take her to Lower East Side to get a pickle, because best frickin' pickles in the world. I remember being a little kid and going on a field trip with my Hebrew school to go get pickles in the Lower East Side.
It's the best punk, it's where you can find it.
That's it. And so...
But wait, just the pickles, no sandwiches?
Well, yeah, there's the sandwiches too, but I just remember so clearly the vision in my mind, the dude with the big barrel of pickles, and the pickle was probably bigger than my arm.
It's a pretty weird field trip, all kids were getting in the bus and everyone's going to get a pickle,
Yeah, exactly. That's a dream for a kid. Come on. Get a pickle that big? That's you've reached the mammoth right there. So what is it that you love most about making music?
For me, it's the connection with the people who love the music and the other band members on stage. When we're all locked in and the vibration is just right there. That's what music is all about. That's why we all got into it, because it just feels so good. But when then there's those people out there in the audience, and even if it's not a huge crowd, but those people who are there are just soaking it up and loving every second of it. That's what it is for me. We say, Andre.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's I guess the relationship amongst the band members. It's like when people are just willing to push themselves and in some ways experiment, do something a little different, and even if it doesn't work, it's still really great, because there's always something in there. The whole thing itself at the time of creation might not give you this beautiful diamond, but there's always going to be something in there you can always get back to, and that's what I like about it the most.
Nice. And what I love about ska specifically is, especially like ska punk, is I'm a total metalhead that's also punk, but I'm used to Slayer pits, but I have way more fun in a ska pit. There's nothing more fun than a ska circle pit to me.
I've never been in one of those.
I think a couple. Yeah, for us, we always bring the party. Ska's fun music, it's feel good music, and we bring our own sense of the party. Kind of a dark style, a moody style, a grooving style to it. But it's all about having a good time. Everyone should be out there dancing when we play.
Yeah,
and that's what makes it feel right.
Yeah, and that's why I noticed when you were saying before about the darkness. Because I'm glad you said that, because most people don't usually associate ska with that. They associate with just happy, sunny, happy-go-lucky type of thing. And I think it's totally cool that you mix in that dark element, because that dark element is reality.
Exactly.
And that's the reason we go into music. I go to a show to get all the darkness out of me. So there you go. And so you got the best of all worlds.
Yeah. Well, the thing though, people just need. I'm not going to give a history lesson here, but people need to just, if they really want to know about it, they need to just find out the history, the style of the music. The players were always really great, but the scene of where this music sort of came from. They're all different type of characters in every sort of scene, and it's not, you know, just happy-go-lucky shit. Because the scene that this came from, like most music scenes, you know, there's going to be bands that I guess sort of epitomize that. But when you really look at the germ of this shit, it's not all happy and whatever, you know, because it's like you said, it's the reality. Reality is
Yeah.
not all giddy and skipping across the fucking, you know,
Right.
pond
And
and shit, you know.
I'm glad you brought that up too, because a lot of people that don't even know the genre, all they think of is going on some cruise to the Caribbean and hearing the calypso music, and they associate that with all, and like that's all of it. And I even learned a lot. You talk about a history lesson. We had a show on my station that was just about ska, and this dude, like, he knew his shit, man. He went from the very beginning, went through every wave. And I used to sit there and listen to his show and go, wow, I didn't know that. Because even me, I didn't think of all these different waves of ska. I just knew what I knew.
Yeah, well, like most people, I guess.
Yeah,
And then there's
100%.
some people who know, but really they don't know, you know. So
Yeah.
but that's
You
with
know,
everything. That's with everything.
It's like everybody knows certain bands, certain songs,
Yeah,
and they think that's the whole genre.
yeah.
So, tell us.
But what else? What else? I mean, the way the music thing is set up, it's you know, that which is most popular or whatever becomes an earworm, that earworm hit or whatever. And you're like, oh yeah, that's what ska is, or that's what this is, or that's what that is. But it's a broad thing. It's music, you know. It's a broad spectrum of sounds, you know.
No doubt. No doubt. So tell us more about the new album that's going to be coming out. You know, what can you tell the listeners that would make them want to go check it out? When is it dropping, if you know yet? And talk about your live shows, too.
So many heavy questions.
I know, right?
We don't exactly know when the record is dropping. We're still putting on the finishing touches, but it's very close to complete. It's you know, full length record that again was the first time we've done it in years and decades. We recorded it while we were on tour, so we were super ready and super tight. You know, there's a difference between playing a show and being tour ready. And so we recorded this album right in the middle of a tour. And so we ripped it. We recorded overnight, 3 nights, Muscle Shoals, Alabama, classic studio where, you know, so many records were made, you know, from Wilson Pickett to, you know, the Rolling Stones, you know, just so many legendary figures. In fact, the reason why we recorded at night is because they do tours of the famous studio during the day. And so it's that kind of vibe. It was incredible. And the music that we produced in that session, we're really excited about. We're actually going to be playing some of it at Punk Rock Bowling. And
I'll be there. We got to get together and do an interview there on site.
Sound good. We'll be there.
Wow.
What else should we say about the record, Andre? I mean, we're loving it.
Yeah, I love the record too. It's for us different yet again. No rehashing of anything. It's just pushing ourselves to try different things, and whatever clicks, you know, clicks and becomes something that's new and exciting for us, and so we want to play it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about the record too. I'm pretty excited about all the other music we're more or less working on and just haven't gotten a chance to, you know, put the time in. But we're just like, yeah, we feel really productive and let's keep writing. So
yeah, and the most important thing you said that I was referring to before that I picked out of what you just said is the fact that you just let what came to you. It's like you don't sit down and say, okay, we're going to do this formula, or we're going to. It's like just whatever the feeling was, that's what comes.
Yeah, that's how you're going to get something that's going to surprise surprise your bandmates. Yeah, that's going to help the initial idea to grow. You know, basically.
Totally, 100%.
It's not stuck in this. You know, it should be this. It should sound like this. It should be like. It's like, no, you know, you could come in with that and try that. We should also try different things. You know?
Totally. Have you guys been at Punk Rock Bowling before?
No, it's our first time, and we're really looking forward to it. We're flying in, upright bass and all, and we can't wait for the show. I mean, we have a lot of friends we're going to see out there, but we know it's just going to rip. It's going to be such a sick show.
Oh man, I go and I do festivals all over the U.S., the U.K., Europe, and Punk Rock Bowling is my favorite one to do press for, just because it's so cool. It takes over all of downtown Las Vegas,
Yeah, we played Vegas before. Yeah.
and you have all these shows everywhere, and you got the Punk Rock Swim. But one of the most memorable moments for me was a couple years ago, well, more than a couple years now, like before COVID a couple years ago. And the Specials were headlining. And they played Ghost Town. Like,
Very nice.
they never play that song live, ever. And they played it. I remember I was sitting with this girl that's lead singer of this other band, and we were just hanging out. And as soon as the first note came, we looked at each other and went, holy shit, I can't believe they're playing this song. So it's
why you got to go see live music, right? Because you never know what you're going to hear. You got to hear bands live, come out and support. So yeah, man.
Yeah, it's the best therapy ever, okay? Like, I think the stupidest thing we ever did was shut down live music for COVID. That's why everybody got pissed and depressed and everything else. And my solution today to today's world problems is have a music festival where the whole world is required to attend, and then we can work all our bullshit out.
Yeah, man.
It's the best. Any other good shows you got coming up you want to talk about?
Yeah, we're playing this Sunday, Broken Goblet Brewery, and part of the Not Croydon Festival. We're doing a West Coast tour in July, first West Coast tour in several years.
Nice. Very cool. And how do people reach out to you guys on the web, socials, all that good stuff? Merch, that's important.
Yep, all from our website, Mephiskaphelesofficial.com. And you can get merch, show tickets there, check out videos, history of the band. Anybody who's really curious, we've been around since the early 90s, and we have a really interesting history and tied into New York City, the Lower East Side in those days. So you can find out about all that out the website.
I love it. I love it. Is there anything else you guys want to tell the listeners that we haven't covered already?
We still love doing what we do, and we still love playing for people. Come listen, come hang out, have a drink, bullshit, have some fun.
That's what it's about. And check this out, Mephiskapheles.
You got it. All right, 10 times in a row. Go.
Mephiskapheles, 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 Mephiskapheles. It always
started off well.
I know, right? Hey, listen, he had to push it. I got it right. He had to push it. I got a trivia question for you now. Since you went from guitar to bass,
yeah,
who is one of the most famous bassists of all time that never wanted to play bass? They played guitar, and the only reason he went to bass is because there were already two other people in the band that were playing guitar.
This is a tricky one. I'll take a guess, though. Bill Wyman?
Nope. How about you? How about you, Andre? Do you have a guess?
No, I wouldn't get it.
I'll give you a hint. This band blew up at Shea Stadium.
I'm guessing Paul McCartney then.
That's the one. Absolutely. Wow. Yep. He was a guitarist, and you had George and John, so he's like, okay, I'll just play bass.
Yeah,
and that's
easy enough.
If you listen to him, you can hear that he plays the bass more like a guitar than a bass.
Very melodic bass lines, definitely.
So there you have it. So you're along the same line. You're in the same crowd as Paul McCartney.
Sounds good. I'll take it. I'll wait for the check.
There it is. Right? Exactly. Well, I can't wait to see you guys live at Punk Rock Bowling. I will definitely have to make sure to catch your set for sure. And we'll email me. We'll set something up on site. We'll do something on site there. And man, I can't wait till your new music comes out, because if it's better than your previous music, it is going to be some of the best music out there in this decade. So I love it.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you
coming
very much.
back.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming back with new music. We need a lot of the old school musicianship to be in music today, and I think that's what you bring to the table. And thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Cool, man.
Sir,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
having us. Punk Rock Bowling it is. Again, free.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.